Today is Friday, the 15th day in the month of January 2021. Welcome to the platform. This is the pinnacle of all discussions. We take a critical look at issues as it affect our dear nation, Nigeria, and also as it affect our dear state, Abia State. Welcome to the platform. My name is Michael Oni. Well, it's a simulcast. What you're listening to right now is live on Flow 94.9 FM and also live on Real 99.1 FM. Abba. So we're covered, distributed across the length and breadth of Abia State, and that should tell you something, that it's a special edition of the program. We've got a journalist in the building, a renowned journalist, editor-in-chief of the Realm newspaper, convener of Abians for Good Governance, Obina Don Norman. Wow, interesting. Welcome back to the studios of Flow 94.9 FM.
Where my travel began.
Interesting. I can remember the last time you were here. It didn't end well. That was 2019. After the interview, you got arrested right in this premises of Flow 94.9 FM in the studios. So how do you feel back in the studio?
The only thing I'm saying is I'm yet to be compensated, I expected to see my picture here as one of the heroes of the democracy of Abia State. Then again, it was a nice experience.
Okay.
As a journalist, you have to expect anything at any given time.
All right.
There was a time I was afraid of arrest.
Okay.
It's unfortunate it happened.
You came prepared. It's like you had this bag then that day with your toothbrush and everything.
Yes,
in the bag,
I had this hunch that something like that was going to happen. Because I had the premonition. That night I was somehow restless, so I knew that something would happen, definitely happen. But it's a challenge.
Do you regret the path you've told? Because it looks like you trampled on some powers, and some things you said that they weren't. Some persons weren't happy with it.
It's not about people's emotion. As far as I'm concerned, when you are holding political office, you are answerable and responsible to the people. So if the people who were elected to serve us in Abia State continue to be responsible, I will continue to do what I'm doing, because it is the duty of a journalist, first and foremost, to hold public office holders accountable to the society. So that's all I'm doing.
Interesting. So today we'll be looking at some socio-political issues in Abia State. He will be doing the analysis as we take on some very important issues as far as the state, God's own state, is concerned. Now, as it stands now, are you still on the side of the people, or you've been bought over, so to speak, like they say?
That word "bought over" sometimes make me laugh. The only amount that can appease me right now is about 10 billion naira. 10 billion naira. That will help me secure some future of Abia youth. The truth of the matter is that sometime in life, when you give us some information in mass communication, there's something called information overload. When you give information out to a certain level, you have to sit down and evaluate what you have done so far. Has information gotten to the people? How well have they been able to put it in good use? I will say for some time now, the Abia youth are docile. I'm sorry to use that word. They are docile. They have refused to learn. They are not researching. They don't even know the history of this state. So anybody can come and tell them anytime. We don't have the interest of Abia State at heart. What we do, we have individuals or masses who have aligned with some political office holders and begin to sing praise of those ones. Now, when you attack somebody like Uchoga, when you not even attack, I don't use the word attack. When you speak truth to power against a political opposition, against a politician in the state, you will see some attack that come on Facebook to begin to abuse you. When you speak good of that man, they will praise you. When you criticize Okezi, they will enjoy it. When the opposition will enjoy it. When you criticize opposition, the Ipazu group will enjoy. So I don't see our youths as people who are ready for the challenge ahead, and until we rise up to the challenges of democracy and elitism, we will continue to be a kind of pawn on the cheeseboard of this man.
Okay, I would like to take you on the state of affairs in Abia State. What do you make of the government in power, and as it stands now? You're very critical of the government in power during the period preceding the 2019 election, and you had some issues with the government in power. You came on air then, you revealed some numbers. What do you make of the present government in power today?
Do you expect me to sit here and say that Okezi Bazo has done so well? Definitely not. He is trying, he's doing his best, but his best seems not to be enough right now for Abia State. He has embarked on some road projects, commendable, but he still has to do more. I want a situation whereby the governor will pay less attention to sycophants and begin to work. The truth of the matter is that for the past 21 years, Abia State has never had it so good in terms of governance. We have issues like on pay salary. The government come to tell you that they are up to date with salary payment. Now some processor will come to tell you that they are being owed, some backlog of arrears. Now what I want to do is this. In as much as I don't want to toe the line of the government, because once you employ somebody, whether processor or not, you have to pay salaries. Anyhow, you have to manufacture the salaries. But you cannot just sit and begin to murmur that government has not done anything, they have not paid you without taking action. So I want to believe that even the civil servants are not sincere. I remember one of those days when the issue of salary and pension allowance came up. I took it upon myself, came to the state, I had a meeting with the pensioners, and I said, okay, if you are sincere that you are being owed this month, 21 months you're talking about, I am going to organize a protest. I will follow you people. I will call out the state people to follow you. You are elders, elder statesmen. There's no way we will abandon you. We will give you the whole support. In fact, I went as far as making medical arrangements and everything. As I speak to you, the 24 hours to the protest, they backed out. So at a stage, it started looking as if it's a war between Obin and the Norman people that are in power. I don't have any personal issue with anybody in power. Okay, Zibazu is my friend. We are not enemies, although we've not spoken once, but we are not enemies. Abazure, the last time I had issues with Abazure, it was a personal issue. He did it. He came to the station to arrest me because he was sent. So he did his job. As far as I'm concerned.
You said he came. Police came and arrested you.
No, I don't like putting this word. I don't like putting this word. I don't like putting this word. The truth of the matter is that I was arrested.
Oh, okay, great.
I was arrested here, and somebody led them. It's Abazure. So let's not forget about that. He's my friend. We've settled our.
But I saw your picture on social media with the same former chief of staff, Anthony Abazure, doctor.
He's my man now. He's my man. We've settled that.
Many persons were asking, the same man that got arrested in Flow 94.9 FM, the same man you fingered in your arrest, you're taking pictures with him on social media, even at the government house. So many persons were asking, what's going on? What is happening?
My issue with that, I say government has already been on governance. It has to do with personal individuals. When I came in there, I met Nyibuche Manka now. You saw the way we hugged. It's not about people. It's not about the individual holding that office. We are talking about your activity, your stewardship. What we are elected to do. That is the area I'm critical about. I don't care to know what. Look, like I keep saying, you don't need a man with integrity to be a good governor. All you need is a man with vision. Integrity is just another advantage to it. I have known a lot of governors who performed wonders without, with questionable characters, but they've done well. So it's not about coming to tell us, I'm a church goer, I'm a deacon in my church, I have integrity. You don't tell, being a man of integrity or being a deacon in your church cannot make you a better governor or a better House of Assembly member or a better speaker, whatever. It has to do with your vision. Governance is all about vision. When you don't have that vision, it is not magic. You cannot perform, and that is
all right. It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. It's a Silmocast. We're live on Flow 94.9 FM, just as we're live on Real 99.1 FM in Aba. Now let's go straight to specifics now, to the nitty-gritty of the conversation today. Let's talk about some socio-political issues. I'm going to begin with the agitation for power rotation in Abia State. You're very critical of the Abia Charter of Equity. I remember the last time we had this conversation, you said no, the document no longer exists. In fact, it's a scam, according to what you told me on this platform the last time. Are you still very critical of that?
Let me start by saying that first and foremost, the power retention or power rotation is no longer needed in Abia State. We've had power rotation since 1999 to date.
Okay.
So there's agitation for power retention.
Power retention.
Yeah, that's agitation for power retention. I think I should take it from that angle.
Okay.
Now let me begin by saying that it's a shame, a very big shame that some group of persons have decided to, use schism to arrive at their whatever political interest they have. In the first place, let me also reiterate the fact that there is nothing. In fact, there are two lies that the chief makers in Abia State are using to discombobulate our youth. Now, the first lie is in Abia State, Old Aba Zone and Old Bende Zone. I want to say it on air now. There is nothing like Old Aba Zone and nothing like Old Bende Zone. Whoever is saying that, it's being mischievous, and we shouldn't ignore them, because if you overlook some certain lies at a stage, it began to look like truth, So definitely we are not going to ignore them this time around. Then the second lie is the Abia Charter of Equity. Let me say it authoritatively here that you cannot be talking about a dead document in the 21st century.
That was put together by the founding fathers of the state.
Now, allow me to say something.
All right.
Allow me to say something. Now, Abia Charter of Equity came into existence in 1981 when the Abia founding fathers, decided in their own wisdom to have a charter that would, sustain decorum in political arena of the state. A charter was put in place, and then the charter recognized the old setup, which is where the zones where Abia State is predicated upon, the Aba, the Bende, the Isukwato, and the Afibo. Now, in 1991, Abia State was created. Even in their wisdom, they said something. There was a clause. After drafting that Charter of Equity, there was a clause that they said, because I know that this is a democracy. Now, they said that this document will be effective only when it is signed into law by the Abia State House of Assembly. There's a clause there. If you doubt it, I will give you the Abia Charter of Equity. I still have a copy of it. Some copy of it. There's a clause that this document will come to effect only when it is, enacted as a law. As we speak, that never happened. And the events took over. We came to contemporary society whereby the old zones, faded away, and we have senatorial districts that represented them. Now, in the old Imo State, those that are talking about this Charter of Equity makes me laugh at times, because I don't know whether they still live in this contemporary age, or they are still living, in medieval era. Now, in the old Imo State, we have the Old Aba Zone, where you have Isialangwa, Osisioma, and Isialangwa North and South Osisioma as part of Old Aba Zone. And as I speak to you today, Osisioma, Isialangwa North and South are in Abia Central. Now we have then it was represented by late Judge Awachuku. Now we have a Bende Zone under Imo State, which was represented by, I think, late Elijah Imeji or something like that.
Okay.
Yes, it was represented by then. Now we have old Mbise Ore zone, Okigwa Lo, 5 zones then. But today, can you show me a place in Abia State where we have a senator representing Old Bende Zone in the Senate? Do you have a place called Aba Zone being represented by a senator? It's not true. The truth of it is that we have senatorial districts, and what we call rotation today is a PDP national arrangement, which the Abia State PDP chapter, in their own wisdom, adopted to ensure equilibrium. Now, how does it happen? In 1999, there was no arrangement at all. People came out to contest election in 1999 because it was a level playing field for everybody. I can remember vividly that Architect Dan Wanko went into the primaries with Ojo Carlo. Ojo Carlo defeated him in the primary and became the state governor. Now, that was a governor that came from Abia North Senatorial District. Now, after his tenure, in fact, in 2003, there was agitation. It championed by Regan Ofomba. It was I think they call it what is again? I have forgotten the name now. They called it then. They prevented Ojo Carlo from going for a second tenure. They said the only way they can support him is if he will support support an Ongwaman being the governor, or hand over to Ongwaman in 2007. Now, it's laughable because, as far as I'm concerned, in every election year, an Ongwaman has been contesting election. election is free. Anybody can contest election. But coming to twist a man to hand over power to them, to me, I see it as a knock, on our democracy. Having said that, after 2007, Oji Kalu handed over to Senator Oji, who happens to be from my town, my brother in question, the governor of the state, from Abia State Central. Now, in 2015, there was this pressure. LSOT then became the people's choice at a certain time. In fact, it was because of...
In your analysis.
You said?
I said in your analysis.
Yes. He became, I didn't say he won election. He became the people's choice. That's just the word. That's in
your analysis. It's...
I want to define it anyway. That is my own analysis.
Let's move on.
Now, he became the people's choice. In fact, Theology stood his ground to ensure that an Ungwaman, that power gets to Abia South. People like Alesoti left PDP. People like Uchoga left PDP. Someone like Greg Ibe did not leave, but he was forced to. In fact, he was advised to write a letter to step down forget his ambition in 2015 for an Ungwaman. Someone like Greg Ibe had to write a letter to PDP Abia State and copy the national stating his intention to step down and allow equity to continue. So a lot of them who became aggrieved left PDP, joined another political party, and stuff like that. Now, Theology stood his ground. It became a war. It was like a war. He stood his ground and ensured that power, the power rotation was ever disrupted, and that is what it is. So as I speak to you right now, anybody who comes to tell you that PDP should consider Nangwaman and let Abia South retain power in 2015 is just deceiving himself. Why? The reason is simple. Rotation in Abia State is PDP's internal arrangement, and it is their selling point. As we speak today, the only reason people still look at PDP, we know that he's a PDP.
Okay, the way you're painting it right now, it seems so against rotation that you're saying rotation is bad. If you look at the federal level,
I didn't say rotation is bad.
Okay.
I said it's a PDP arrangement, internal arrangement. You cannot distort it right now because of some certain people agitating for a particular thing that has no meaning at all. The truth of the matter is that over time, since 1999, PDP has maintained this equilibrium by ensuring that power rotates from the 3 senatorial districts. So it is judicious to say that power should go back where it started, which is Abia North. I'm from Abia Central. I don't have any interest. I'm not contesting elections as a governor.
Yeah, okay.
But the truth of the matter is that if you want to do some certain things, you also have to consider people's susceptibilities. You have to also put in place our collective aspiration as a people, and you have to look at our this thing again, our peaceful coexistence as a state. Now, in 2023, we are not living in 2023 yet. I don't know the reason for these meetings. I don't know the reason for this noise. The money,
any serious politician hoping to get something big in 2023 should start planning now. Maybe that should answer the question of the meeting.
My anger is that most of them that are planning right now, are beneficiaries of this power rotation, PDP power rotation. Any political office holder in Abia State today is a product of PDP zoning arrangement. So how can you now come back to tell us that the platform which took you to power is faulty? It's funny. The truth of the matter is that I don't care what APC does right now. The truth of the matter is that APC can decide to bring out governorship aspirant from any local government of their choice. They have never been in power before. Then when they win the election, they will now decide whether they will follow PDP zone arrangement or allow for a level playing field. But the truth of the matter is that I don't even expect Okezipas to fall into this common trick. It's too childish for anybody to talk about. I ask, why are the elders keeping quiet? Although I know they've been keeping quiet for a very long time. The issue is why are they keeping quiet? Why are they not saying anything? Because as an elder, there's some certain things you do that will impeach two families together. Using the phrase old bend is annoying. Is you're promoting schism it is not supposed to be acceptable to any right-thinking Abia man, and that is what I'm condemning it right now.
Interesting. It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We're live on Flow 94.9 FM, just as we're also live on Rio 99.1 FM, and we've been speaking with Obinna Don Norman, renowned journalist, editor-in-chief of the Realm newspapers, and of course the convener of the Abians for Good Governance. We've been talking about some contemporary socio-political issues in Abia State. Now let me take you back to governance in the state. Some analysts will say that Abia has never had it good, even right from OUK's tenure down to TOG's tenure down to OKZ tenure. Do you also believe in that line?
Yes, that is the truth. In terms of good governance, we've never had it so good, and that is just the truth. If I sit here to
if you believe in that, then what is the problem?
The problem is simple. The people we've elected so far do not have the willpower to effect positive change.
Willpower.
Yes, they don't have the willpower.
They were executive governors, just like we have the executive governor of Abia State as the number one chief executive officer of the state. So which other willpower do you need to effect the changes?
When somebody sponsored if somebody sponsored the election and make sure you become the governor of the state, what will you do? You have to listen. Whatever is everywhere, even in Lagos. Our democracy it's not peculiar to Abia State alone. Our democracy in Nigeria is predicated upon wrong foundation. Now, whether you like it or not, when there is fatherism, whether subtle fatherism or clear fatherism, the truth of the matter remains that you have to dance to the whims of that man. Now, do you a man who, for example, in Lagos State, Tinubu has become the Lord of Lagos State, you know.
What do you mean by law?
That's the moniker. If you talk about there's a moniker. Yes,
okay.
That's the moniker. When you talk about Tinubu, you talk about the Lord of Lagos. Now, over time, the truth of the matter is that over time, the people have not been given the opportunity to elect those that they actually want to represent them. Over time, candidates are forced on us, and that is the truth. Now, when you force a candidate on a people, the result is this: the man will begin to see the person who made this election possible as most important thing than the interest of the masses. Abia masses are also not helping issues, because you see them complain so much, they are suffering, they are this, they are that. At the day of election, just give them 100,000 naira. Give a particular group, they will form groups, come and begin to sing, shout, we no agree, we go die. Just record them and say, oh, but why don't they do like this? Give them 100,000 and say, after election, we'll see. They will call them and go home. Now, what you fail to realize that you have sold your vote. You don't have any reason to complain. The man bought the vote from you. Whether you like it or not, after 4 years, you sold your vote. Maybe if you got 10,000 naira or 5,000 from that money, you have sold your 4 years to that man for 4 good years. You don't have it. Even if you go to church and begin to pray that God will kill him, he will not die, because you've taken the money. He paid for it. Until we realize that our action or inaction has a way of affecting us directly or indirectly. When we make the wrong choice, then we'll begin to do the right thing. Nothing happened by chance. You don't wish for good governance. The politicians have their role to play. The masses also have their roles to play. Now, what is the issue? Over time, when you present a particular candidate to other people and say, this is our man, who have seen what this man can do in some sectors, let us give him a chance, our people will begin to demonize him. They will begin to demonize him. They will tell you, let him go and stay, let him face his business, let him face his academic, let him face his whatever, let him do that. When you begin to do these things, that simply means you don't even give the man a chance to see what he can do. Now, the problem we have is that people are Abia people know what they want. It's not about, you see the civil servant that will complain that they owe them 21 months salary. They will complain that they owe them 21 months salary. There's no problem. Tell them to come online now. Invite any of them to come here and say it in public. They won't come. That's not because I believe that they're lying against the governor. That is the truth. I believe they're lying against the governor. Now, how do you prove that you didn't go to, you didn't down to, you remain in your office? Is either you're a criminal for you to survive 21 months without salary and you don't complain.
You can't say it's either
it's either you are a criminal.
Some persons do have more than one source of income.
My brother, have you been to the ministry? Have you been to the ministry? I
have been there severally.
Now, I tell you to go there tomorrow and count how many workers you see sitting there.
Saturday, maybe Monday.
Go there and count it. See, we are not. You cannot just blame Okezipas for all the evil that has happened to this. In fact, he's even doing well now. There was a time I had a discussion with the people in government, and I told them that look, it's not about to being a normal and criticizing you people. It's about waking you up to your responsibility as a governor or as a representative or whatever. It's about waking your conscience, to reality on ground. What is reality on ground? The truth of the matter is that whether you like the truth or not, Okezipas cannot do the whole thing at the same time, because those that will be before him fail to do some of their responsibilities. He's trying. Whether his best is good enough for us, it's by the way. But as far as I'm concerned, let us, if we must have a workable Abia State, we must have a template. It goes beyond party loyalty or this. You have a template. This is what Okezipas have achieved. This is what he could not do. This is an uncompleted project. It should be an obligation incumbent upon his predecessor, successor, to carry on to ensure that those projects are done. For example, now, as much as I know that Okezipas has done some things, what happened to the government house at Omoya? By now, I don't expect Abia State to remain, in a rented building. I respected that project because the then governor Chodoji said it was done 70%. You understand? So I expect a situation whereby the Okezipas administration should carry on. And also
it's been cases, because that question has been put forward severally by journalists in this state, okay. And it's been cases of dwindling revenue. We had some challenges and also issues with money. We can't even finance because we have a bloated workforce. I disagree with all those excuses. Let me tell you
okay. The Abia State can generate a lot of fun. The truth is the matter. A lot of people who Okezipas trusted with administration are saboteurs. That is just the truth.
That's to the extreme, though.
Well,
you when you say those,
I will explain. I will tell you why.
Okay,
I will tell you why. The governor will not be everywhere. The reason you have commissioners, the reason you have special advisors, the reason you have everybody, people heading agencies, is to ensure that governance. You talk about government. You talk about government. Okezipas is not government.
But he must trust someone before putting the person in charge of something.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't only want to listen to that as excuse from Okezipas. Okay. If you know over time that Aba has the capacity to generate sufficient monthly revenue, they have the power. It's about giving targets, and if they fail to do their job at the same time, you lay them off. They are political appointees. They have to serve diligently. Now the question is what is the House of Assembly doing? When you put your search out on the House of Assembly, you notice that most of them are deadwood. They don't even have business saying that.
Oversight function, legislative duties. What that comes in, there is a little that the legislative arm of the government can do.
It's not about
okay.
See, my brother, are they even do? Let me tell you, the house became alive under Chinedu Moji leadership. I am telling you, I'm not talking about I know that they are responsible and effective House members, but I'm saying that some of them don't even know the reason why they are there. So what is their responsibility? Their responsibility is always to ensure check and balances.
Now
keep government on their toes. Not only government alone, in parastators is ready to check these parastators, the other appointees. Things should, let me tell you, the House of Assembly, when you have a House of Assembly, definitely the government will relax.
Now the issue of you mentioned something that if I put you somewhere and you're not doing well, I should be able to sack you.
Yes.
Now that comes the issue of political the will to do that, the political will to sack those in some of these failed parastatals. I call them failed because they cannot pay themselves according to the government.
Yes.
So the political will, do you think the governor has the political will to effect some of the changes you've recommended?
That's why I said that it has a political way, because even in most states, I don't know about Abia State, but I'm sure it's still applicable here. The commissioners who have in Abia State, how many of them are from the governor? When you have political interest,
the governor announced their.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay,
maybe
you break it down for me.
I'm speaking like a politician now.
All right.
You see, there's something you don't understand. There will always be, during election, every election year, there will always be interest. Even those that lost election would want to come to the round table, have some discussion with you, how their interests will be covered. It's acceptable in political arena where somebody will say, okay, because I feel so I'm going to give you somebody as a commissioner. You have to give me some number of commissioners and everything. You will see a commissioner who is even sabotaging in fact, there are commissioners in this state that are sabotaging the effort of the government.
That's some claims that you need to provide evidence.
I don't need to. That's not why I'm here today. The truth of the matter is that I don't need to. If you are forcing me, I might decide to call names. Now, if I might
push you because that's my job. I may push you to call them because you just make.
You will come back to say, oh, being at the Norman, you are aggressive to this man. No,
I wouldn't do that. I'm only doing my job here, Mr. Obina.
The truth remains this. Focus is to function optimally. Focus, he must have commissioners, special advisors, agency head that share his vision. Now, if you are telling me that they cannot share Okazi vision, or that simply means you are saying that the governor doesn't have a vision. I want to believe that the governor has a vision. The local government chairman, they have a role to play in ensuring good governance in the state. The problem we have is that over time, the governor wastes so much of power that all attention is focused on the governor. The governor becomes a center of attraction. We have a lot of deadwood in this government who cannot look. The governor, there's no way government can operate optimally with these people. You have to throw them out of the bus. Even the actions of your employees can even throw the government under the bus.
Now when you're claiming in your word, you in quote now deadwood. Now the governor knows about this, that there are some sectors that are not working. Why not sack these people that are not working? That brings the question. I'm still taking you back to that question.
Yes,
before political will.
No, what I want to do before I leave this town, I want to have an interview with the governor of Abia State. In fact, I've told him that I also want to have an interview with the Speaker of the House of Assembly. I also want to have an interview with it's an interview, objective questions, and I want to ask most of these questions. Probably the answer will give us more insight into what you want to know. But for now, I want to believe if deep inside you know that governance has been very, very slow in the state. Now, what is the reason? The reason is because I think that we have those who have no business in government occupying some sensitive position, and that right. Is the truth.
When you say deep inside me, you can't know what I'm thinking anyway. I do not have an opinion here. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We're live on Flow 94.9 FM and also live on Real 99.1 FM Aba, and we've been looking at some contemporary socio-political issues in Abia State, and of course Obina Don Norman has been our guest, a renowned journalist, editor-in-chief of the Realm newspapers, and of course the convener of Abians for Good Governance. You've been able to raise some pertinent questions to be answered by those in government in Abia State this morning. Now that brings the question, do we really have an active opposition in the state? Some of these things you've raised now, they are meant to be done by the opposition in the state, and the only time we see the opposition is only when we're getting close to the election. They don't even put the government in power, in checks. So that brings to question the activeness of the oppositions in Abia State.
My brother, I will be as raw as I can this morning.
Please do.
You see, it's a shame that we have people who have decided to deceive their followers, with this toga of opposition. There's no opposition in Abia State.
Let me tell you. What do you mean by there is no opposition? We have ABGA, we have APC, we have some other parties, about 17 parties.
It's not about opposition is not by name. So it's not nomenclature. Am I a member of a political party? I'm not a member of a political party, but I've been critical of the government and certain issues in Abia State. Let me tell you the truth.
Okay.
I want to use the last local government election, as a case study here. Now, the opposition, those boys that contest election under the APC platform, came to the Facebook, to social media to cry wolf how the election was rigged and everything. Now the question is, what did the APC leadership in Abia State do to ensure that these guys got maximum support of the party? Now, instead of that, they celebrated a deadwood, a politician like Oniyibo.
No, we wouldn't want you to call.
I don't want to never call, but I have to call them.
Very, very important. See, okay. No, when you call names, don't insult anyone.
I'm not insulting anybody.
Deadwood, that's insulting.
Is deadwood an insult?
It's an insult. If I call you deadwood, you won't be happy.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
The truth of the matter is this. The quality of people joining the party in the state is laughable. I have, since you say I shouldn't call them, I have a representative. You can
call names, but don't
I have a representative in the National Assembly, Oniyibo, that the day somebody called me in Lagos, I say, do you know that Oniyibo has joined APC? My staff were in the newsroom, the REM newsroom, and I said, wow, Oniyibo joined APC. My editor, Rotimi Akiola, Yoruba man, said, I thought Oniyibo is dead. You know, that is how unpopular this my representative is in this state. He has joined. Rotimi thought it was some Oniyibo, this former PDP chairman in Abia State. You can imagine when a dead man is popular.
No, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. I wouldn't allow you to say that.
Okay.
So you have to withdraw that.
Okay, what do you want to do?
You want to withdraw calling someone dead man.
No, I said no.
You have to withdraw.
Oniyibo say, as I'm saying, late PDP man.
Okay, the late PDP chairman.
Yeah, it's PDP. I'm talking about the late PDP chairman, Oniyibo. I'm not talking about some Oniyibo. I'm talking about the PDP chairman. I said when I mentioned that somebody told me that Oniyibo has joined APC, and I said, wow, Oniyibo. My staff said, wow, but Oniyibo is dead.
He's unpopular. Maybe I put it that
Oniyibo
way.
Is dead. So, I wouldn't want
you to.
No, I said no. Okay. This is not. It's my representative in the House of Assembly, National Assembly. What I'm trying to say in essence is this. That is how unpopular he is. So when you have people like this joining the opposition, you begin to ask yourself, what kind of opposition are we even building in the state? It's not about name. The opposition is not about number. Opposition is not about number. It's not about the people. It's not, unless, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know whether APC Abia State chapter is going on the right direction. I'm not a member of the APC, but I know that if the party must throw a heavy challenge to the PDP in this state, my brother, they have to up the ante. As we speak right now, go in the last election, I saw a member in the Sokoto local government, for example, PDP APC members worked for the PDP to win the election. So when you begin to see such antipathy,
that's a very serious claim.
Yes, I can say it anyway. I know.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yes,
it's very important.
I repeat again. In Sokoto LGA, in Sokoto LGA, local government of Abia State, because I was there, I saw renowned APC members. I repeat again, APC members working for the PDP candidates
during the last election.
Yes. During the last, those local government, past local government election. So, this what is going to happen in 2023, for example? Now we have big wigs there. Now what happens?
That's an exclusive from you.
So for me, I think when we talk about Abia State, like I said before, it's a problem. It's a general problem. You cannot talk about the government without talking about the opposition, without talking about some people. A lot of things has to, be done in this state. I don't even like these days when people look at Zipas as a problem of Abia State in quotes.
Do you have a romance with PDP now? Because the last time I interviewed you in this studio, you're very critical of PDP and very critical of Okezie Ikpeazu seeking a second term in office. Now it looks like it's not the same. It's not the same narrative.
That was during the campaign.
Yes.
And then I was in support of Alessoti. During campaign, I honestly, I never wanted Okezie Ikpeazu to become Abia State governor in 2019, and that is the truth, because I don't lie. Everybody, it's not a hidden matter. But the truth about that, he has won election. He has won his election. He has 4 years to spend, there as the governor of Abia State. So what do? We have to support him. We just have to support him. I am still critical of the government.
You know what someone will say at home now. If I'm the one not on the seat now interviewing, yes. I will say, Domino Man has been bought over. He has been given some money.
Nobody gave me money.
I don't know. I'm asking.
Nobody. See, let me tell you. Nobody gave me money. Like I told you before. My my interest is on Abia State and the masses of Abia State. I have been critical of this PDP government ever since I'm sitting here with you. I have said something. You told me to assess the government. I said they've not done well. I told you have not done well. I told you the issue of salary. These are the issues that we should talk about. Not even the issue of who succeed the governor. I've told you that already. You asked me. I think we started by asking how do I see this administration. I told you they have not done well. That was the so I told you if you want me to see that here and say praise Okezie to high heaven that he has done well, no. But the problem is this: governance, to achieve good governance, is a collective thing. Over time, let's say that the government has also failed in their own part. But what have the masses? What is our contribution as the masses? What is the contribution of the opposition party in Abia State? We are having alignment and realignment. In fact, let me tell you, until we kill this political interest, there are too many political interests that has supersede our collective interest as a people. Until that happens, I don't see Abia State moving at a faster speed in terms of development, because that is the truth.
Okay, we need to take a time out, a short break now, very short one. And when we return, I'm going to ask you about your romance with Professor Greg Ibe. And you're smiling. And I will throw the lines open to get reactions on our phone lines this morning. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We're presently live on Flow 94.9 FM in Umuahia, and also we're live on Real 99.1 FM, Aba.
At Flow 94.9 FM, we've got conducive and well-secured environment for business, high-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.
All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM and also on Real 99.1 FM. And we've been having this explosive interview with Obina Donoma, and of course, is a renowned journalist, editor-in-chief of the Realm newspapers, convener Abians for Good Governance. And of course, we've looked at several topic of discussion this morning under a particular anchor, which is the contemporary socio-political issues in Abia State. Just before I throw the lines open now, your romance with Professor Greg Ibe, what's going on? Is it about 2023?
Well, that is where I'm going to speak my mind right now.
All right.
A lot of people see me as the critic of the government. Fine. But at the same time, when you criticize the government and begin to look for good governance, you have to look at credible people, candidates. If it's okay, we don't want Mr. A to be Abia State governor, then what is the alternative? We have to have contingency plan. So the reason is that it is also my responsibility. I see it as a convener for Abians for Good Governance. I see it as an obligation incumbent upon me to also, as a youth, to also source or shop for a credible candidate who can change the narrative. Now, I wouldn't sit here to tell you that Greg Ibe has come in contact with about 2 million Abians, other youth, that through the help of the UN, that 2,000 of them were trained in several entrepreneurial jobs, and that he retained 50 of them, and that he has given 165 people scholarship that worth about 450 million naira. I wouldn't come to say that, because this is what the man has done so far. Now, you need to sit with Greg Ibe, hear him speak, look at his vision to know that he is the right man for the job. People will say, why am I saying this thing? I'm saying this thing because the first contact I had with Greg Ibe was an interview. I met him somewhere and scheduled for an interview. We had and I heard him speak. We published an interview on the Realm News, and I heard him speak. Now, I requested to have an exclusive interview with him. Now, when we discussed the issue of Abia State, he ticked all the boxes of a candidate that can move the state forward. His visions are straight to the point. He's intelligent. He has intellectual capacity to do it. If you go to Amoku Uturu right now and see what he is doing, see the university in Uturu, go and see what they are doing in Imo State, the School of Medicine that are building in Imo State. Go to the university itself, see the revolution has taken place. In fact, I want to say that Greg Ibe is not just an outlier. He's a man of vision. He fits the description of a man.
Has he declared his intention for 2023, or you the one pushing him now to declare his intention for 2023 in Abia State?
I wouldn't want to say where he has declared his interest because I'm not his campaign manager.
But you seem
I'm not his campaign manager. What I'm doing, what I'm actually doing right now is selling a product that I know that will be of good quality to Abia State. It is my duty, like I told you before, it is my duty when you criticize the government. It's also my duty to say this is the substitute you want. This is the kind of person we want. Okay, for example, let me ask you, for example, now you talked about arrangement for 2023. The question is this: how do we start the arrangement for 2023? We have a lot of candidates coming up. We want to aspirants, coming up. As a journalist, I have to look at them. I want to look at their vision, their plan for this and everything. Then I will be able to convince. That was how I was convinced in 2019 that Alex Oti was a better candidate, and that was why I supported Alex Oti in 2019. Whether I'm going to support Greg Ibe, 2023 is still far. It has not, like you likely say, has never made his intentions known. I'm only, promoting a cause I know that is of good quality to Abia State people. Until he declares his intention and gets the PDP ticket, you will know who Obina Adonoma will support.
All right, interesting conversation we've had this morning. Very explosive with Obina Adonoma. I'm going to draw my lines open very much. I know you have a lot to say, your opinion, your contributions, and also your questions. I'm ready to take them now. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Mr. Doman is blessed.
Can you change your location so that we can have a better reception, please?
Okay, yeah, my name is Sir Ike.
All right, you're welcome, Sir Ike.
Thank you. First of all, I want to commend Mr. Doman. Yes, whether you are criticizing the governor or not, you have the right to hear your opinion. You have the right to speak the truth. Most times in this our government, in this politics, when you speak the truth, it becomes a sin. And everybody must not dance the tune of the music, but also dictate the tune you want to dance. And that is the only way we can progress. I want to, without mixing words, tell you that the fact remains that Greg Ibe is the right candidate if he will only adhere to the core. He's the right candidate, and more especially, remember we talk about Abia North that's supposed to produce the next governor in Abia State based on Abia Charter of Equity. And I believe the governor is on his toes to stand against anybody, including those of his brothers and sisters that want to thwart that rotation. So if we are eventually achieve that, I think I will have to toe your line and support you in that aspect of taking the leadership of the state to Abia North. And the Greg Ibe is mentioned. There are so many things you can discuss that he has done, not just that university you have just mentioned. There are other things. Remember in the COVID-19, he donated a lot of items, including ambulance to the state government.
All right, quickly wrap up your thoughts, Sir Ike.
So he's a better candidate if anything we can do to ensure bringing somebody that will continue what the governor is doing. We will do that. But also note that the governor cannot do everything, and he's doing his best.
All right, let's have
people that are not
others also on the line. Thank you. God bless you too. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, you're live on radio. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning. I can hear you. Good morning to you. All right, I have to move on. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
I'm from Imo State.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good morning to you. What's your name? All right. You're welcome. All right, you're welcome.
Let me just comment on one thing. If you want to know the truth comparing Imo and Abia, just take bike or motor. Travel from Ami to Ishinwe, Kemba, no Amarako. You go to Owerri. Then you come to fire service in 7.5. You will say something. I travel by myself to the 4 roads, the Governor Commission, way asphalted, way solid. I give him a round of applause for that one. So, human beings is not perfect. You will not compensate everybody. The governor is trying. For my own, thank you.
All right, thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you. Move away from your radio set, please. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Normal, good morning.
Good morning.
Michael Oni, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Do you know, at the point, Normal was asking whether you are the one at the studio, but it was when Mike started asking you whether you have been bought over and the lights and all that.
What's your name first, please?
My name is Suwakwechi.
All right,
I'm
you're
happy
welcome.
the way you spoke this morning. Governance is a collective effort. Governments have to do theirs, while the government also have to do theirs. Do you understand me? To balance the equation, and that's exactly what is happening. The 4 roads that was commissioned a couple of days ago, it's one of the best roads Abia State has ever had since the creation of Abia State. I'm telling you. So now, when it comes to governance, Governor Bazu appointed his commissioners and other aides. They are also doing theirs. I will stand to be corrected if I am to say that most of the senior civil servants are the ones spoiling the system. That's the truth. Majority of them are very, very corrupt.
That's a claim you cannot. You're very speculative right now because you don't have any indices to indicate that majority of them.
My brother, there's an adage in Igbo land that says, "Oh, as okay no law, what I can know here, nazo no nanjeja." So no matter, I'll explain that to you. So in all, what I'm saying is this: let us join hands together to build a better Abia. Let us stop all this. This one is this one is that. Okay, Zibazu is capable, has always been capable to carry Abia State to a better level. So all we need to do is to support him in your own little way. Then by 2023, we'll talk about who is coming and who is not coming. Let us not do what my uncle Alessoti people did to him. EJG. At the end of the day, they took all his money. And today, what is happening? Please.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
This is Chimwaya.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, if I have to score the governor, I will say that instead of fact that no governor has ever done any road project with the quality he's using, starting from that of Aba Road. That Aba Road standard the standard of a road has never been built by any governor in this state. But now what I'm asking is, how many roads, how many kilometers? If you judge according to the resources at his disposal, judging from since the external loan he took, since the inception of his first administration, both the external and the internal loan, then you will talk of the aggregation of the contract he executed. It's not worth praising him, but you talk of the policy, it is too much. That one is the undeniable fact. Then you talk of how he claimed responsibility for the good grades that Abia State recorded in WAEC exam. It is ridiculous for a father who refused to take care of his children to claim responsibility for their success. It is very ridiculous.
All right. All right. Thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you. Keep your calls coming. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Hello, good morning to you. I take this and around.
Good morning, Mr. Michael.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Madu Edward, aka editor-in-chief/IM Pillar. This morning I called him from a group of politics ago.
You're welcome, Mr. Madu. You've got 45 seconds.
If you come in terms of being active, productive, and acceptability, I give it to Governor of Abia State. Look, before I thought that is a media recognition, but no, it's life recognition. Because sometimes when Commissioner will come on air telling Nigerians about what governor is doing, people think that he's joking. The man is trying. If you come here to Imo State, we live to regret so many things. In fact, so many workers now are losing their job. Even if you are working, you look as if you are not working. what the kind of government Imo State is. Imo State is a so bad luck state in terms of governance. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, thank you. And that's how far we can go this morning on the program. My producer's already on my neck. Thank you very much, Don Norma Obina, for being part of the program, the platform this morning. Renowned journalist, editor-in-chief of the REM newspapers, and the convener Abians for good governance. Thank you very much.
Let me have a parting shot.
Yes, you.
I want to say something very quickly. I do not expect Governor Kezi Bazu to cave in and distort the peace of Abia State by listening to some of his brothers. PDP zone arrangement must continue. It was the zone arrangement that made him the governor of Abia State. Because I know that his people never even wanted him to be. It was that power that made him the governor of Abia State. He should take that power.
Our time is fast.
I know he's an intelligent man, and he will do that.
Thank you very much. Many thanks to the guys behind the visuals we're seeing on our Facebook page, Solomon and Stanley. My name is Michael Oni. The program returns on Monday. Do enjoy the rest of your day.